Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to some League of Legends gameplay. I am Memon. Today,
I'm
I have a friend with me. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm the friend. I'm Nate, also known as Zersax on the Discord. Pleasure to be commentating for you guys tonight.
Yeah. So we're going into picks and bans, right? We saw some interesting things coming out. We'll let it play out. But let's see, like some big bans already, like coming out from both sides, like that Kindred Gwen. You really don't want Canyon on that Kindred, and you really don't want Alessandra on that Gwen, right? Same with you got Hecarim and Gragas, also two really big bans, So it looks like everyone comes out serious tonight. No playing around.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are going to try to take off with momentum here at the start of the bracket. But I'm honestly really excited. I think it's going to be a really great set tonight, though.
Yeah. One big thing, this J4 Orianna, I love J4 Orianna, right? It's a really good setup. You know, you can do ult into Shockwave, like the double ults, they work really well together. Just the EQ from Jarvan is a really good setup. So I'm excited to see that. How are we feeling about this top side from both squads? We got the Nard, Jarvan, and the Orianna against the Briar, the Zac, and the Syndra.
And this is the first match we've ever seen Briar in the MCEL, right?
That's right. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm kind of antsy. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm kind of antsy.
I don't know. I haven't personally, I haven't seen Briar in like my games much either, so I'm not really sure how she does in the top lane. I know she's a jungler, like mainly, so and we know like Dizzy, he likes to pull out, you know, the pocket picks. Pulling out stuff like Briar, Bel'Veth in the top lane is pretty normal for him. So I'm really like excited to see how he's gonna do with this champion. We got Kai'Sa Rell versus Zeri Lulu in the bot lane. Now, we got an Engage versus an Enchanter, right? Zeri's very slippery, you know,
Yeah.
very mobile. And you can say the same thing with Kai'Sa. So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
They're definitely going to be looking to. I think the Zeri Lulu is definitely going to be looking to play a more counter pick oriented laning phase here, and in the sense that they're going to be waiting on cooldowns, waiting to see Engage and countering them from that angle.
Yeah, Lulu early has really good poke, right? So like, just waiting on those angles, waiting for those timings to just all in, and maybe they're gonna play with their Zac, just because Zac is also a very mobile champ. He can just pop out of nowhere, right? So it's very interesting. I don't think I've seen CGC play Zac in the jungle before. Maybe I'm mistaken. But the Zac Syndra, I like it as well. So
it's
I don't
always
know.
it's always going to be a great angle for a gank with a Zac. You know better than anybody. You know.
Yeah.
Zac very efficiently can avoid like vision spots that are key and gank from pretty much any angle, especially on the mid lane. That's going to be huge against a immobile champion like Orianna.
Right. And I know since Zac can be interrupted out of the air, right? So we'll see what they can do with that. But just on the side of PV, you know, like Rel, J4, both have a good amount of CC. But just like looking at CG's side, it seems more damage oriented, in my opinion. Compared to PV, PV seems to like want to control the game a little bit more, and CG might just be looking for picks. So we'll see.
I am very curious about this Kai'Sa pick because I know Kai'Sa's very strong with the Glaive Rush right now.
Right.
So I wonder if they're going to try to maybe force some early game fights before Zeri really gets booted up.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's probably just going to be coming down to vision. Like, how good are we going to get this early vision down? Just because, like, J4 and Zac, they're very threatening when they gank. So I think for me, I think it's just going to come down to vision. What can we see on the map? What can we avoid? But very exciting stuff. We will be back when the game starts.
See you then, folks.
All right. We're hopping in the game here. Super exciting stuff. Game 1, right? See the Briar top for sure. So it's Briar top for sure.
The Briar Gnar matchup.
Yeah, you think? Are we thinking? So they're 5-pointing. It looks like, right? PV with the classic 5-point.
Yeah, pretty standard. Yeah.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It looks like CG is gonna be mirroring. So no invades today, right? Which makes sense, right? I could see maybe an invade from PV with Rel if she decided to start Q, right? Q start, get that stun.
Yeah.
We'll see where the junglers start. I think it can be pretty important. I'm thinking more CG would be playing for top side. And then if I was PV, I'd probably play more bot side oriented.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks to be that way. Probably going to be looking to support, get this Kai'Sa through the early game, see how that goes for them.
Absolutely. And like, just like, I don't know. I think for me, like the team fight from CG just looks a little bit stronger just because that Lulu ult can be a really big game changer, right? We don't really have that much, like we don't have an enchanter on the side of PV, so it's just going to be a little bit more difficult to like keep, you know, our carries alive. But here we go. We have Zach starting top side, so a little bit different from what I was expecting. And the Jarvan starting bot side.
I am very excited though to see the synergy between the Gnar ult, the Orianna ult, and the Jarvan ult in the late game. I think that's gonna be some really exciting setups.
If they set it up correctly, it could be an absolute disaster for CGC.
But at the same time, they also have a lot of ults on CGCC's side that can counter that sort of setup, like Lulu ult and Syndra abilities as well.
Absolutely. We have a very trade-heavy mid lane right now. Just throwing abilities at each other.
They're filling out the competition, you know? They're getting a feel, trying to see who's in the mood for what tonight, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with champs like Syndra and Orianna, you really do just want to make sure you're winning trades, because when you get to those big levels like level 6, those all-ins are going to hurt a lot.
Oh, and an early game gank from the Jarvan coming out right now. It looks like Zeri's going to get out. Can they get the pick on the Lulu? Looks like they're going to back off here.
It's good for PV. They got the flash out of Zeri and the ignite out of Lulu, so they're going to be looking to play that side a little bit more.
Big trade coming out from the Briar under the Gnar here.
Gnar is in mega form. It looks like he's going to get a pretty big wave in. And we'll see if he just backs. Maybe stays for a little bit more. You see Zach on the bot lane as well. Canyon is just looking for more. He's on the move.
He is feeling it today.
A nice little sidestep from Defeater.
And that's going to be a huge trade for the mid lane. Syndra's going to lose a lot of prio from that.
Yeah, and although Jarvan has been getting a couple ganks out, he is now behind in farm just a bit. We'll see what Zach can do with this tiny bit of lead that he has right now. They spot the Zach on the bot side.
He could look for a double scuttle angle here.
Sid is landing his trades very well. Zach's looking mid. Looks like he's going to be ganking from enemy rafters.
And a gank on mid. Oh, it's going to be big. And that's going to be the end of Orianna. First blood onto the Orianna for the Syndra. That's going to be huge.
Very smart from Peppa. He went into the enemy raptors, right? Not spotted on vision. Waited for his timing. Hit his full combo, and that's it. Here we go. Kanan top side. The big gank.
Looks like they're going to respond in kind. Oh, but they trade with the Jarvan.
Right? We got no sums top. But the Jarvan did flash, and he did end up dying in that situation. Pretty good trade for the side of CG, right? And we can already see a 1k gold lead from the side of CG. So we'll see what they do with their lead. Very proactive on the map from both teams, right? Usually, at least from what I've seen, you know, the early games seem to be a little bit slower, but both of these teams just really want to fight it out in the early game, and I respect it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jarvan and Zac are just so gank heavy junglers. They both have CC that can just lock you down. I'm not very surprised to see some early game ganks coming in.
Absolutely. It looks like Syndra has a pretty good lead with that 1 kill. She does have a lost chapter. Both mid laners did end up getting a Dark Seal. It's going to be a little bit tricky for Sid to get back in it. That lost chapter is going to hurt quite a bit.
We'll see what happens. It looks like both junglers might actually meet in River here. Probably looking to get vision on the dragon.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to play for objectives, right? Because both of these teams, maybe except for the side of Briar, seem to be very team fight oriented, right? So I'd like to see some big fights for these objectives, you know? I want to see some full, like, 3v3s, maybe some 4v4s in there.
Oh, that'll be the most exciting, especially when we get both top laners in there as well.
It looks like CGC is just going to go for the trigger right now. They don't... PV does have vision in that bush, in that pixel brush. We'll see if they're going to try to answer. It looks like they're just going to give it.
Ooh, big trade in the top lane, though, in the meantime.
Very interesting to see Briar fight in a solo lane like this, you know?
I had heard whispers about Briar top. I didn't think much of it. I just thought the priority would be in jungle more. But her ult does have the range to reach the mid lane from the top lane.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it looks like she's moving right now. But yeah, that's very true. It's a good champ to roam with, right? Just because, like, you could literally just stay in lane, press the ult button, and if you hit it, well, you're going. It's as simple as that. Oh, here we go.
Got an engage on the Nord here. Yeah. Now, one thing I have heard about Briar is that her abilities do use max health, right?
Yeah, but she does also have, I believe she also has lifesteal with most of her abilities, right?
So maybe
look, she's already back to
like
full
that,
HP. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And no picks yet out on the bot lane, although a 20 CS lead for Zeri versus the Kai'Sa here.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising, right? Oh, here we go.
Oh,
You gotta fight in the jungle.
Big
ult coming
Jarvan
from
ult.
Canyon. Here comes the Briar ult, and it misses. Looks like Zac is gonna be taken out as well. A very interesting place to fight. Just because, like, I mean, I understand, like, Zac can be very well in, like, those tight spots just because, you know, that E does have a pretty big AoE range. Oh, and Dizzy's come to fight as well. Dizzy's gonna get one back. It looks like the gold is evened up. Right, so good answer from PV. Right, from that invade.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just like the bot lane, like, I'm also surprised not much has really, like, gone down in the bot lane. I was kind of hoping, like, since it's Zeri and Kai'Sa, that the bot lane would be a little more fight heavy, just like from junglers. Like, hopefully there's just some more jungler action in the bot lane. But maybe they're just hoping to play safe for now and just get strong off of farm. Here comes Shit. Griggs B is answering the dive, keeping Dizzy away.
Oh, but he still takes him down, and it's going to look like a reversal onto PV. Very well played by CGC.
Very nice from Dizzy. Yeah, he knows his limits, right? He knows his limits on his champs. Good answer from Peppa as well, showing up when he can. Forces the Nard to TP. It looks like CGC is going to be going for the Rift Herald. You see Dizzy proxying now. Very interesting. Looks like CGC is playing more topside heavy, focusing on the Briar, trying to get her fed. It seems to be working at the moment.
But it looks like they might meet at the blue buff here once again for another fight.
It's going to be interesting. If Syndra answers, it's going to be a 3v4. Oriana's back in lane.
Yep. Syndra just pushing that wave in right now.
And CGC is just using their advantage very well, you know, making sure that the enemy jungler, Canyon, doesn't get anything. Very smart way of playing. They're going to drop the Rift mid. It's looking like they're going to be setting up for the next dragon. So, CGC seems to be in control, right, of this game. At the moment, right?
Seems like it.
I think PV, they could find a good... If they find a good team fight, I think they can bring it back pretty easily.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not looking like a. It's not looking like a snowball game at the moment, at least. It'll take one good fight, just like you said, and it should be back to even. But still has just about over a almost nearly a 3K gold lead on the CGCC side.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We see Briar build Blade of the Ruin King, right? As the first item. Oh, we see Jarvan going in. The Defeater has been taken out. Zach does answer back, though.
It looks like Gnar is going down as well. Huge plays from CGCC there.
Yeah, and this is what they do best. Just, we got another fight in the bot lane. Flash comes out from Griggs. Nothing comes out of it, though. Yeah, and we just see, like, CGC does this best, right? They win their side lanes, right? They stop their side lanes. And then when it comes to mid-game, very nice.
First kill on the bot lane goes to the PBCC side. And he's going in. He
Goosebrick
wants
for more.
to. He said, I'm not done. But he tried to bite off a little bit more than he could chew there, it seems.
I like the idea. It is a bit unfortunate. He did have the... I think he just bought Glaive, yes. So I believe he did have an item disadvantage. I guess he thought that he could go for more because his support was there. But this is what CGC does best. They win the side lanes, and when it comes to objectives, they group up and they take over. And it's as simple as that.
Does seem to be the case. Nearly a 4K gold lead now for CGCC.
And you see the difference in CS between all lanes is getting a little bit out of hand. Peter. I think a nice stun. Canyon is in the area. It looks like they're going to be trying to fight for this dragon.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they need as much prio as they could get right now on the PBCC side of things, whether that be objectives or tower gold. They need to find something here to catch up to CGCC before they run off with it.
Right, it looks like that they maybe could do it through bot side, right? Just because right now bot side is a little bit more even than the other lanes. Or maybe even through mid.
I think Oriana's looking to be quite a late game monster here, farming up quite well in comparison to her fellow teammates, and not looking too bad on the KD side of things either. And like we were talking about earlier with that ult synergy, I think Oriana is going to be probably their main target in the late game to take out.
Absolutely. So we see a fight in the pit. Briar's not here. There's a 3-4.
Kick onto the Lulu. Looks like Kai'Sa's going to go down here as well. Rel and Kai'Sa down, and that's going to be a team fight 1 for CGCC and probably a dragon as well.
Yeah, so unfortunately Sid was not in the area during the fight, so he couldn't help much. Maybe if they, because he did have an ult, maybe if he was there during the fight, it would have gone a little bit better for PV, but...
And Briar still just proxying every wave. Look at that CS farm.
And it's hard because if PV really wants to like fight for these objectives, they're gonna need everyone to help. But if you leave Briar in that side lane, I mean, she's just gonna take everything out. She's got a 3-level lead on the top laner.
Briar will be going down here, but not before taking one with her.
Yeah, and that's just what happens, right? Briar just snowballed a bit out of control. And Briar's definitely one of those champs where, she gets ahead, she's going to take the game. She's going to take the game in her own hands.
I'd be very interested, I think, right now. I have a feeling Briar's going to probably go bot here and actually try to look for an ult on bot.
We'll see. I've noticed that Briar has been ulting out of spawn. I don't think she has hit an ult yet, but it is bound to happen.
Whenever I see a what are they called? A worldwide ult? Is that what they're called?
Global? A global?
Global! A spherical ultimate.
Spherical.
Oh, but a tower dive coming out. Absolute carnage coming out from the Briar.
And of course, it's the caster's curse, right? When I say she hasn't hit an ult, she hits an ult perfectly on Sid. So sorry, didn't mean to do that.
It's fine. They'll at you about it later.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, and Canyon's looking.
Gage coming out, but man, such a good job kiting that out from the Zeri there. Masterfully done. And that's going to be another pick for CGCC. They're going to continue to look to siege this mid tower here.
Yeah, and CG is just playing really well. There's not much you can do. Zach is now just focusing on objectives, trying to get as much of a lead as possible. And there's not really much you can do on the side of PV here. With both tier 2s down with your mid and your bot, or your mid and your top lane, it's very hard to have your own jungle to yourself, It's going to be very hard to get vision, just in general. So it'll be very interesting to see what PV will decide to do to get themselves back in this game.
I have a feeling we're probably going to see a hole breaker come out for the Gnar, try to contest that Briar more on the side lane. And also, I just realized this, Briar didn't take flash. That is a Ignite Ghost setup on the Briar there.
It's looking like a Gwen. Briar's looking like Gwen. AD Gwen.
Yeah.
We do see Dizzy on the bot lane.
And
you start to wonder. You start to wonder, how much can Dizzy do on his own? Because it seems like every time we get Dizzy on this champ like Bel'Veth or Briar, and he finds another ult, finds it onto Canyon, but there are 3 from PV here. They're throwing everything at him. And he's still alive.
Zeri picks up on the Jarvan ult. He's still living. He's going back in.
This guy does not die.
They cannot stop this Briar. Kai'Sa lifts up, the ult gets picked, and Briar is just on a carnage right now.
Briar's a menace. This champ is something else. And that is an ace on a side of
Nearly
CG.
a 10k gold lead for CGCC right
right.
now. What needs to happen right now on the PV side? What's like the perfect outcome for how they bring this back?
Right now, it's gonna just be getting at least one shutdown, right? Just finding a pick. Find someone who's isolated, shut him down quick, right? Get that gold in your pocket. It is very hard though, just because like you have Briar, you have Zach, they're very mobile champs. They can move around the map very quickly.
Ooh, and that was a rough hit onto the tier 3 there. Oh, but the Syndra going down, that might be
that's
the
what they
shutdown
need.
they needed.
They need that shutdown. They need that shutdown gold. Now, they are still in a 10k gold deficit. But if they can get gold in the hands of somebody on the side of PV, it's going to be looking a lot better.
very surprised at Briar's ability to lifesteal, because they have Executioner and they have a Bramble, they have anti-heal, and she just stays alive straight through it.
Yeah, right. Well, it's also just like how long do those Grievous wounds stay on her, right? Because the minute your Gnar is out of the fight and your Rel is out of the fight, then there's no more Grievous wounds on her, right? It looks like we're gonna have a big fight in the pit. There goes Briar on the back line.
Wow, what an incredible angle, but they counter. She's like stealing off the dragon. She's still in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
No.
It's carnage.
That's a very nice play from Dizzy. He goes berserk on the dragon. He gets all that lifesteal from berserk. Oh, and here he goes. And that's the last of it. But just finding that angle on the backside, he instantly found an angle onto Gooseberry. Takes him out of the fight completely.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
It is.
And how are you going to rip through a Zac without your AD carry?
That's right. It's also just like, you got 5 people in the pit, all bundled up. It's perfect for Zac, right?
At this point, it looks like they are just going to walk on the Nexus. But to see PV's defense, Gooseberry goes down from the Zac dive. Right now, Griggs Beef running for his life. Canyon goes in. Can he find a pick? He cannot. And that looks like it's going to wrap up the game here in a sec.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, my goodness.
They want it. And
I don't know what just happened, but Orianna has a triple kill. That's really big.
Orianna just picked up. Orianna just corrected the gold deficit with that play.
We'll see what they can do. They do have an open Nexus now, right?
Yep. Can't quite look for the play on the Baron or any other objectives right now. They got to push out these waves.
The super minions are going to give them quite a bit of gold. And the gold deficit is a little bit smaller now.
There was a strategy I heard once typically with late game scaling champs like Kale or Kassadin, that this might actually be a good thing to happen because they can farm in their base without having to worry.
That's right. But it's also just like, do they scale that hard, right?
True.
Because we do still have champs like Syndra who are grabbing stacks. And we still do have Zeri that we have to worry about. And Briar is still an absolute menace in this game.
Speaking of Briar being a menace, she's going on Griggs Beef right now, shoving her into the wall. And she keeps going. That's going to be a pick look on Griggs Beef there from the Briar. Briar's not done, though. Chases into spawn, gets a pick on the ADC, going after the Orianna now. Orianna running for her life. Can she make it?
I mean, Dizzy's really just saying, I want to kill everyone. And she, oh my goodness. Taking 2 shots from the Nexus.
Dizzy is looking like a one-man army, but like Icarus flying too close to the sun, you step too close to that fountain. And that's going to be 2 picks over to PVCC side.
It's looking like CG want to end the game.
Can they get the pick on the Zeri? They're looking for it. Canyon goes down to the Syndra, and that is a double kill for the Syndra.
Now, are we going to step back in the fountain, or are we going to end the game?
that looks like it's going to end.
And that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Very good. A very good game. Very good game from the side of CG. DV did do well to take back what they lost in the early game, but Briar just became too much of a problem and took over herself. But very good game 1 from CG.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, masterfully played. They saw the lead, they saw the bullseye, and they shot and hit right on the bullseye with their plays. Zeri only dying once that entire game right there at the end. Just very, very well played from CGCC there.
Yeah. And we'll see you when we're getting ready for game 2. All right, welcome back. Heading into game 2, we're gonna see the picks and the bans.
Yes, sir.
I'm very interested. A Teemo ban, first ban.
That's interesting.
Were they expecting a Teemo?
I'm not sure, but no, they shouldn't be expecting a Teemo. I don't know where the Teemo came from.
Maybe it's like a counter pick to the Briar, maybe?
That's if we see Briar. Are we going to see Briar this game?
I don't know. I would assume they're going to ban Briar here. Oh, maybe the first pick Briar?
And the ban 3 is
Garen!
Gragas. Oh, and it's going to be a Garen in the top
That
lane.
explains the ban on the team.
Oh, and we got an Ornn to counter it. Very interesting.
Ornn
So we're going to have
versus
Ornn Viego.
Garen.
It seems like Dizzy's going to have a harder time really snowballing his lane against an Ornn. At least that's what I would figure. Coming out from an Ornn Garen matchup.
As a fellow Kayn player, I am very excited to see what Peppa's going to rock up here on the Kayn.
I do know that Kayn is his secondary pick aside from Hecarim. At least it usually is. So it is a comfort pick. It is a champion he is comfortable with. So it's good to see that. I like the Viego from Canyon. I've seen Canyon play Viego. He can really get out of control if he gets an early kill.
Yeah, it is an infamous Viego, for sure.
Absolutely. And we have Sid on the Talia.
You overstep.
So the thing about Talia is you kind of need to set up Talia for it to be viable, right? So I'm assuming we're going to be playing pretty heavily in mid jungle, right? And especially they're going to be playing for late game just because Sivir late game can really get out of control. We'll see what the supports pick. We're having the Zeri come out again. We'll see if the Nami comes out.
The Rakan.
It's Rakan this time. All right. And we're going to have a Nautilus on the side of PV. Very interesting. So Rakan definitely likes to roam a little bit more, right? So we'll probably have Zeri just in a solo lane. And Rakan moving around the map quite a bit.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, I'm gonna have my eyes glued at this top lane. I'm very interested to see how this top lane's gonna play out.
That's interesting. I'm more like glued in on mid, right? That
Mid.
Talia wall. Like if wherever she goes, there's gonna be action, right?
Absolutely.
The Nico, very interesting pick. I like the Nico pick. I don't know if I've seen Defeater on Nico before. But, this might be a game where CG do end up playing for bot side. Just because, Ornn is very passive laner. You're not going to get much damage onto him. As long as he doesn't allow it, right? And we'll see where the Kane goes. I'm interested to see if he goes red or blue.
We're probably going to see some deep vision as well to try and avoid some of these Talia roams.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, this is going to be very important on early vision, right? Kane can go through walls. Talia can make a wall. Nautilus can queue onto walls. Zeri can jump over walls. It's going to be a lot of. It's gonna be very, very reliant on vision. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you, as a Kane player yourself, what do you think? What do you think we're gonna see for the Kane? Are we thinking red or blue?
It's a little interesting. I'm leaning towards a hybrid red build.
So we're thinking purple. We're gonna do some purple action.
I wouldn't say a full lethality. I'd say maybe like a bruise. It's a little bit more towards the bruisery side because you want to be able to contend with this Nautilus and this Ornn, But yeah, we're probably gonna see a couple lethality items. I'd be very surprised to see a first strike. I don't think we're gonna see a first strike here. We're probably looking at a Conqueror Red Kane.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I could also be wrong. I know that Sivir is very good into Blue Kane because her spell shield blocks his W.
Absolutely.
Which is one of his main his primary sources of damage. Absolutely. Yeah, and the W slow as well.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a bit of a squishier comp coming from CGC, right? Like, unless we do see a Red Kane, we're just gonna have Garen. And then we have a bit of a tankier comp coming from PV. We have that Ornn and the Nautilus playing together, right? So it's looking like PV's gonna play a bit more front to back, and we might see a little more chaos coming from CG in terms of team fighting. So it's gonna be a very interesting game too.
I'm interested to see what Viego's going to build here, because Viego can really go either way. He can build super bruisery, or he can build like a crit full damage build.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess you're right. But since we do have the Ornn Nautilus, I'm sure he's going to go a little more damage heavy on his comp.
Yeah, try to look for some of those squishier picks on the Zeri and the Nico. Yeah,
absolutely. And when Viego starts getting those resets, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. He's going to be turning into 20 different champions. All right. We're going to see you when we get started with this game. See you later. All right, we are back on the Rift. Both teams are heading out, and it looks like we're gonna have. Are we having invades from both sides? Oh, it's gonna get real awkward real quick, and it's coming from opposite sides. So we got PV trying to invade the top side, and CG trying to invade the bot side.
It's always like an awkward moment when you get all the way to their buff and you realize the jungler's not coming.
I think it's just, this is so cute to watch, right? Because last game we had both teams, 5-pointing, and now we have both teams entering opposite sides of the enemy jungle and just walking out. No action whatsoever.
And it looks like their bot lane is going to just head towards the bot.
And it looks like junglers are going to be starting opposite sides once again. They did. CG did get a ward on that blue buff. So they are going to have a bit of information. And we see Ornn also warding the buff. Oh, it looks like... Actually, it looks like we're going to be starting the same side. No, never mind. I'm lying. I don't know what happened with Defeater there. Maybe he was just checking the buff with Dizzy to make sure they are okay. But we are going to have junglers starting on opposite sides.
I have to admit, I got fooled by the Nico at first. I thought.
No,
Garen
I did
was going
too.
mid.
I totally did.
Was...
I totally did too. I was like, wait, Garen's going mid. No.
Now that would be interesting to watch.
I don't know about that one. Oh, and big engage from Grigsby here. Not going to get much out of it.
Big, little bit of a trade onto the Zeri there.
Yeah.
But really, I feel like what they're going to be... Oh, a big trade in the mid lane coming out here. Brings both mid laners just about to around half HP. With Defeater having... Oh, another hit from Natalia puts her ahead.
This is what I want to see from the Ornn, right? Garen is... Although getting a push... Oh, and here comes Canyon.
Oh, misses the W, though. It's going to have to back up of that.
Right, so Dizzy is going to have the push here, but you just look at how healthy Alisandrite is, you know, and, you know, coming from Garen, he does have his passive, so not that much of a deal to Dizzy, but it is going to be a bit of a nuisance to deal with Ornn in this lane.
And you were right about the bot lane. It does look like this bot lane is going to be a little bit more livelier than the last one. We're probably going to see maybe a first or second pick coming from the bot lane, I'd assume, but Dizzy is getting a little low there in the top lane.
Yeah, we'll see. Kane is looking for that topside scuttle. He's going to walk into the enemy jungle.
Viego is also near the bot side there. It looks like the Zeri Rakan are actually going to start pushing the wave in a little bit more here. Could see a gank from the Viego.
Yeah, and just like Rakan can be a very scary, like if he hits his full combo, it can be very scary, right? I'm interested to see when our supports are going to start roaming, though, just because Nautilus and Rakan do both like to get on the map, impact some of the lanes, you know. We do have Kane backing at the moment, and we see Canyon walking bot side. Looks like he's going to step off.
Absolutely. And Viego heading back at the moment as well. Bot lane seems to be in a bit of a stalemate match at this point. Not much trading going on. This top lane has been very lively with both players now shoving in. Ornn's got this massive wave he's got to get in and back here pretty soon. But Garen goes in for the trade.
Oh my goodness. And there goes the ghost. Pops the ghost. And it looks, and you can see Garen's running Ghost Ignite. Just like he did with the Briar. Very interesting. How do we feel about Garen not having Flash?
It's a little interesting. Oh, and then Nico coming out of nowhere to finish off the Ornn there.
Very nice roam by Defeater.
But as for the Garen, I think Garen of most champs can get away with it just because of his Q cooldown and the movement speed he gets from it. Is he running phase? He is running phase rush. Yeah, so I mean he's gonna be spinning around doing Garen things, having massive movement speed. I think he'll probably be able to get away with this Ghost Ignite setup here for a little bit. But it's all gonna depend. If Ornn keeps hitting these massive trades that he's hitting, you know, eventually he's not gonna be able to sprint his way out of a situation.
Yeah, I completely agree, and it's very interesting to see here. You know, Defeater did roam. He did get that first blood, but we'll see when he's able to cash it out, because right now Defeater is stuck in the lane a little bit.
And a level 4 dragon here,
and there's the
hovering
flash
on the mid.
No flash from Defeater.
Looks like Ornn's walking down to contest this dragon here. They might have to give it to PVCC. Yep, it looks like they'll be giving it. Unless... Goes for the steal. PVCC still manages to get the dragon. They clean up the cane, and it's looking like a stomp from PVCC during that fight.
And there, Canyon get that double kill. He got the kill on the cane, took Canyon, then E'd over the wall and got his double kill. Now, it was a very risky play, right? It is the first dragon of the game. Very risky play to go in. It was a 4v3. Very risky to try to get that steal.
Well, it was a mountain drake, and as we saw earlier, PVCC is running a bit of a tankier team. It would be a little unfortunate, but the Nico coming in disguised as a minion from the proxy angle on the Ornn there. And we're looking to dive him a little bit, taking 2 tower shots on the Garen.
And it's looking like they want to prioritize Dizzy again. Very interesting.
I mean, after his performance last game, I'm not really surprised by that at all. He's definitely playing extremely well this set. And Nautilus actually hovering by top this time. As you said earlier, Griggs Beef known for his roams on support. Very roam-heavy support player. Waiting for the vision to get cleared to then walk through the bush.
We do have Canyon here as well. So they might be looking to set something up. You hear Garen laughing in the distance. I'm very interested to see what Canyon's going to do here with his lead. He is 2-0 up. He hasn't backed. He must have a lot of gold under his belt right now, but they are going to look for Rift Herald.
Garen getting about a half health trade onto the Ornn there. That's going to be huge. Because you only have to hit that one certain threshold, and then that R button just becomes a tasty, tasty snack for Garen.
You do have to be a bit careful, though, here at Dizzy, because the jungler and the support are in the top side. In the top side river right now.
Might be looking for a... No, probably not looking for a dive here onto the Garen. And I didn't even realize how even we are in gold right now. About a 500 gold lead for PVCC at the moment, but this is extremely even. Definitely a lot more even than last game.
Yeah, the CS is looking a lot more even. It is a bit of a slower paced game. No, not as many kills as we were getting last game.
Oh, and that will probably be a dead Ornn there.
Very nice combo from Dizzy. A bit of a missplash from Alessandro. We do have a cross-map play happening. Chief is low. There comes an Ignite, and Sage Ray is going to get the kill.
And just like that, CGCC taking about a 300 gold lead over PVCC. This match, it's just close. Well, it's going to be fluctuating like that probably the entire match.
Right. It's also, you have to pay attention to where the gold is going, right? We have Nico with that 1-0 lead in the mid lane. And right now, Sage Ray has a kill as well. And the Garen on Dizzy. So, they really could... CGC has a lot of options to play with here, right? Canyon has both of the kills on the side of CG, or on the side of PV. So, they're probably going to be looking to be a little more active with Canyon rather than, you know, Ornn on the map right now.
Absolutely, and I was very surprised to see as well, Canyon actually, instead of going the normal boots setup on most junglers, he actually goes for the Kraken Slayer rush. Probably going to look to be brawling a lot more in these lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives him that kill pressure, right? Having that first item on his back. Definitely allow him to make more aggressive plays.
I will say something I'm very surprised at. I haven't seen Talia roaming around too much. There was that fight down at Drag where she got those 2 assists, and then she's kind of just been in the mid lane chilling for most of this match. I don't know whether that's the right decision or not. I am very surprised knowing Sid's playstyle that he sits more in the mid lane this match.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see the CS lead he has right now on Defeater. You know, it's not that much of a lead, but it is a lead. And so he's probably just trying to relax and get his lead from farm rather than looking more around the map. And you can see now he's actually moving bot lane. It's looking like there's going to be a big fight.
Once again, commentator's curse coming into play here.
Every time. Every time. Without fail.
There's and a hook hit. But nothing really happening quite yet. I wonder if they know that they're there at this moment.
I'm not sure because they are pushed up quite a bit. Canyon might look to go over with the blast cone. It's looking like they're just waiting for their moment.
Oh, and I just realized that's a Nico in the lane there. That's not a Rakan.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if
it's very
they
interesting.
Know. Yeah.
I wonder if they're just gonna. Oh, and here we go.
Big ult coming out. Ult. And that is going to be a double kill for
really well played. Really well played from Defeater there.
Oh, you're bumming me out.
Got the spam taunts coming out from Rakan.
There you go. He's feeling himself now. It's like they're gonna go for the dragon now. Looks like Canyon might want to look to do something. Looks like he's just gonna give it up. And now we have Zeri with a 2-0 lead as well.
Yep, that is going to be absolutely huge for CGCC. The Windrake as well, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't that give movement speed?
Yes, it does.
That is also going to be huge for Garen. Speaking of which, that's a dead Viego right there. The Garen getting caught out by the Ornal. They're gonna be looking for this pick here.
Turret plating will soon
it's looking like Dizzy just has free reign over the jungle. There's really not much that PV can do in that situation. There's just not enough damage coming out from the side of Ornn and Taliyah together to really do anything to stop that.
Especially against a champion like Kayn, who can just, you know, pop in over the wall whenever he wants. Can't really fully collapse on the Garen there.
It looks like CGC is the more proactive team on the map right now. It looks more like PV's just answering rather than creating plays themselves. There you go, Alessandra. Looking for a little more in the top lane. It's going to be the first tower down.
Ult coming out for Zeri. Looks like she's going to trade. Takes the Zeri, and very clean. Takes the Zeri, flies over the wall, gets out with his life. Very clean play for there from Canyon.
If I'm not mistaken, that was a shutdown.
That was. It was.
So even more gold into the pockets of Canyon. It is really looking like if PV is going to get anything done, it's going to have to be with Canyon. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Viego can be a very good hyper carry. And
absolutely,
he can
with
just
his
take
passive.
This game away.
Absolutely. But Garen with that humongous CS lead on Garen's half there. That's looking about 10 CS a minute for the Garen. But he is caught out in a pincer here.
Yeah, we're going to have 4 people from the side of PV. He does have ult, so they're going to have to be careful here.
Oh, no, he's going to...
Oh.
Yeah. Shutdown goes to the Ornn. A hook coming out onto the Kayn there.
And they're going to be looking for more.
And once again, that is not a Rakan. That's a Nico. Massive hook trade onto the Rakan. Massive Nico ult. But I don't think it's going to matter here for a second. Viego ult onto the clone. There we go.
And there we go. Canyon is now 5-1. He is
like
getting
that.
very big. And the gold the gold deficit has just gone away. It's now even. It's looking like PV is going to be able to take the Rift Herald off of that. Very, very good from PV here, right? Finding that 4v1 into the top side. CG tried to over push it and try to save their top laner, but didn't end up happening. They ended up losing another life for it.
Absolutely. And Goose Freak and Alessandrite looking for this pick. That's going to be a misclick on the W there. And Zeri is probably out of there. Not if Canyon has something to say about it, though. And yeah.
It's again a 4v1. Now, this is beautiful, right? You just get 4 of your teammates, you know, hey guys, let's all go to this one place and kill someone. Right? Doesn't that sound fun?
And
it's like trick-or-treating. You get 3 of your homies, you walk up to the door, knock, knock, knock. Hello, I'm here. And you're gone. All your candy. It's all gone. No more.
Flash coming out from the Talia to escape that gank there. That's gonna
very
be
nice
huge.
flash from Talia there.
Whenever you go trick-or-treating, do you have like planned out where
oh, absolutely, every time. Every time. If you don't got it planned out, you're doing something wrong. Unless you don't know the area, then that's a little bit different, right?
When I was younger and I went trick-or-treating, I would like write down the house numbers of the houses that gave king-size candy bars.
That's crazy. I should have done that. That's genius.
I planned it out, bro.
That's genius.
I
mean, like I planned out like a route, you know, like where to go from where, but like I didn't like write down the houses that had the like good stuff, you know. But that's a good idea.
Oh, the older I got, the more about business it became. You know, I'm like, I don't want to spend. Yeah, I don't want to spend like 4 hours outside trick or treating. I want to spend an hour.
Oh, and it's gonna be a big fight. That's a big wall coming out. Sage Ray does splash the wall. Until he is gonna miss the rock.
Oh, it's the ult from Zeri coming out here. They're going to chase here for a sec.
It looks like CG's going to turn this around.
And then CG got turned back around on. And they're still going to be looking to chase here, trying to kite out that Zeri ult. And it looks like PVCC is out for the moment. But Garen still just in that top jungle, CSing his life away.
Nice pick from Paradise Valley. The dragon is coming up soon. And it looks like GG is going to just start it right away. Dizzy is trying to take the mid tower here. And it looks like he's going to get it.
Hook in from Briggs Beef here.
3v3 in the pick. Canyon is here.
Huge Ornhole hit on Defeater.
Defeater's got to watch out. It's a big ult coming from Defeater, but there's no one to follow up. Dizzy is on the flank.
Streak goes down. They're down in ADC, but Viego takes the pick on the Kane, and that's going to be a dragon for PVCC.
Very well played again. Just these big numbers advantages, right? Just play for your numbers. It looks like Dizzy's caught out here.
Oh, but not before taking the support with him. He says, "You may take me, but I'm going to take one of you as well."
Nice trade back from Dizzy, getting something back before he falls. But you can see here, Canyon, my goodness, he is fed. 8, 1, and 3.
Goated Rift Herald placement there.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing Rift Herald. You can see he's just going to walk down the mid lane.
The most super minion.
The Rift Herald is taking all the CS, man. Someone stop this guy. He's on a rampage.
No! Rift Herald. Does he make it? He's gonna take it.
And Rift left. See, value, big Rift Herald placement. It was calculated. He knew the whole time.
I'm not a high enough rank to understand it yet.
Oh, we see Peppa finds Alessandra right here. So Sage Ray is just waiting.
Oh.
Briggs Beef is here. Same with Goose Freak.
Flash Arcane Rs to counter the Nautilus ult, but he's not gonna get away.
Tough spot. And Goose Freak takes that kill.
I will say I am very surprised we haven't seen a Kane transformation yet. We are 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he just doesn't have the orbs or he got the wrong transformation first, but he does have Gourd Drinker, so it is looking like he's gonna be red.
An amazing peel, self-peel coming out of his hit there.
And they're looking to do Baron. It'd be really big if they can take the the Zeri out here. Looks like Rakan is going to be taken out.
And Canyon just
oh my goodness,
absolutely taking over right now.
Looks like Canyon took a lesson from Dizzy. If my team won't do it, I'll do it myself. And it's looking like Sid can't really do much against the Garen. He is going to try to get out of there. Unfortunately, Garen did have ult.
That'll be it. Look like a Baron for the PVCC side, unless Kane goes for the steal here.
Kane does have his transformation now. Looks like PV is getting low. Goosefreak and Grigsby are going to have to be careful here. If Garen comes in and gets into the pit, it might be disastrous. Goosefreak does get smited. Sage Ray is here now. Peppa does get taken out. Canyon is low.
For Goosefreak. Grigsby looking like about to go down next. Alessandra is just there in the middle of the team in typical Ornn fashion.
Flash coming out from Alessandra. Zebra Runner is going to keep on chasing. It's just so tanky.
Wow, absolutely well played. They're using the unstoppable status to counter that Rakan knockup. Very well played there from Alessandra on the Ornn.
It's looking like the feeder is just going to comfortably take this mid turret. Looks like Canyon's looking.
Gonna back off. He respects that Garen. He's gonna respect him a little bit more than that, and he'll back off there. Also, does have that 700 gold bounty on him. But Griggs Beef getting caught out by the Garen.
See if they can do anything here.
Yep, that'll be a pick onto the Nautilus.
Because the Rakan and the Kayn are doing Baron right now. Rakan is low. If someone can get in that pit. Oh, and they're all getting very low.
That's that.
Looking a little bit dangerous here.
Take the Baron there. Garen looking to take this, relieve Viego of his bounty.
TP coming in from Sid. And they're just going to let him go this time.
Right. Just like I was saying earlier, Garen with that Q Ghost combo, being able to just sprint out of any situation like that. Goes back in, though.
He does not have Judgment this time. It looks like Dizzy's just going to be running back and forth, trying to put some pressure on the side of PV. There comes the Nico ult.
Get the pick onto the ADC. And Canyon's going down. That's a shutdown for the Zeri. A massive 1,000 gold shutdown for the Zeri there.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to see. I mean, Zeri with that shutdown is going to be a really big problem. She's already 5-3, and she does have 2 items built.
Not to mention that CS. Very, very good CS.
Absolutely. When she comes back, she's going to be a lot more dangerous than she already is. Looks like Peppa's just going to take Dragon by himself. And you could just see, look at that gold swing. Went from even to about a 5k lead.
Absolutely. Yeah, Canyon falling there is going to be really huge for CGCC in terms of economy. They also get the Dragon. That's going to be extra gold for their team as well as the Infernal Soul buff, which is just going to make Zeri an even more nuisance to deal with for PVCC.
It's going to be interesting to see what PV wants to do. They did gain their lead by finding these picks. They might have found a feeder. Looks like they didn't want to follow through.
Unfortunately, no follow-up on there. And Dizzy sprinting down, looking for the pick on the Canyon.
He does have ult up. Looks like Grigsby is going to fall. Looking like another big fight here. Canyon is low, but so is Dizzy.
Massive Ornn knockup, and Ornn gets shredded.
Sid did find one back.
Sid's going
got
in
2.
there.
Found 3. It's going to be a triple kill on the side of Sid.
That will be an inhibitor for CGCC, as well as another.
We'll see if CG wants to keep on pushing this. They do have the Baron buff still up. Greasy Beef is up. Goose Freak will be up in 10 seconds. I don't think there's much more they can do here.
They probably just wait there to see if the cannon minions can take a tower.
Very well played on the side of CG. Very good with finding these team fights favorable for them. And with Nico and Rakan, it's just they're very slippery. It's very hard to get them in a spot. It looks like Nico is going to play around with some wolves now. Oh, and the wolves are running. And you're wondering, why are wolves following Peppa? Because wolves are not wolves, they're Nico. Think anyone has tried to cosplay as a raptor? Like, raptors are pretty colorful.
That sounds like an incredible Halloween costume idea.
A raptor?
Like a group of friends, they just pull up as a squad of 5 raptors.
You got the mama raptor. And you get the 4 small raptors.
Absolutely. And Dizzy, just this movement.
Here comes the ult from Alessandra. Dizzy's just too quick. Oh, but Canyon does so much damage. Nice pick from Canyon.
Absolutely.
We'll see if they can do anything with it.
CGCC's got 4 walking up right now. Are you gonna look to dive this?
He's looking for a bit more. Sid is on his way. It will be a 5v4. Alessandra is a bit low. Grizzly does hook in. Ends up walking it out.
Showdown at the tier 2 top lane tower.
A-Ram in top. A-Rat. A-Rat it.
Oh,
TV is getting... TV is quite poked out. It's going to be a little bit dangerous to stay here.
It does look like Viego's going to go for a more bruisery build rather than that full
He does have
crit.
Probably has the Divine Cinder because of the Garen. The Garen is a bit of a problem, and it doesn't seem that many people can take him out on the side of PV, so he decided to opt for that Divine Cinder.
Absolutely. Do you think the next item he's going as a death stance? Surely it is.
Caulfield? Yeah, probably. I mean, honestly, like, the biggest threats right now are definitely, like, Garen and Zeri. So, armor would not hurt whatsoever. Frisbee finds a hook onto Peppa.
They were ready. Rakan coming out.
Rakan does fall.
Flash coming out from Peppa. He's going to be looking
Zebra
to get
Runner
out.
did get ulted. And they found a shutdown onto Zebra Runner.
Down onto the Viego.
The Fever does find a very big double kill. Sid's in a bit of trouble. Gets knocked up. Sid goes into Zonya's. And very well played by Canyon once again. Dizzy is just taking the inhibitors. Looks like Dizzy's going to be going for a bit more. Sid has to watch out here. He is very low. Dizzy does have ult. It doesn't look like he's going to get it.
But still, it's that same strategy from the last game on the Briar. They fight that team fight, and just under the shadows, Dizzy, who has a massive health bar and is a massive human being, still manages to slip in and steal an inhibitor and even a Nexus turret, which is going to be huge for CGCC. Very well played from Dizzy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that hole breaker is just it's really good, especially when you have a solid, I wouldn't say lead at this point, like a solid, he's got 4 items, so, it's not going to be easy to kill him, for sure.
Absolutely. And it is looking a little, dare I say, drastic for PVCC, just looking at the map. Having 1 tower compared to them having a Nexus turret is going to be a very strong difference here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think if PV can find a way to grab Soul, I think they'll be in a lot better spot.
Or 2 blue buffs. I'm colorblind, excuse me.
Oh my goodness, 2 blue buffs. Hey, why is the blue buff walking to the red buff? This isn't right. This isn't part of lore, is it?
That's some insane leashing, bro. I don't know how they managed to do that, but that's crazy.
That's just skill. He's standing in the red buff.
Something's not quite right here.
The feeder doesn't look good, man. It just looks wrong. Oh, it's gonna be a big fight. Big Orno coming through. Nico does come through.
What is
Canyon is alive
happening?
for now, and he does fall.
Darren
Stage
just
rate is
spins.
low.
Man.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much.
And
What are you gonna do when a man spins on your head? Absolutely nothing.
And with a judgment to end it, it looks like that will most likely be the end of this.
Hey, you never know.
second game here.
CGC might just walk into the fountain again.
True. That's true. That's true. Oh, Dizzy, he's going for it. He's
And he did it. It's predictable. It's like, what can I say? I just know everything. Now, it looks like Peppa and Zebra Runner are wanting to call it a night tonight.
very
It was
well
a
played from
very
both.
good game, though.
Absolutely.
Very well played series. It was a very entertaining series to watch. Congrats to CGC going undefeated. Very
Yeah, I
good.
mean,
any closing thoughts?
I mean, I will say Dizzy just really came to life this set. I mean, it absolutely well played. Love that Nico build there at the end. That's my ideal build for Nico whenever I play her personally. And yeah, I mean, just super entertaining to watch. Really glad I got to be here with you today, Milan.
Yeah, it was great. Glad for everyone who showed up to the stream and decided to watch this amazing series. We'll see you. Well, I'm not sure when we'll see you, but we'll see you when we see you. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We will see you when we see you.
Have a great Halloween.